I built an AI consulting business that does over $600,000 in yearly revenue. I started at 18 with no team, no capital, and no technical background. My co-founder Ali and I now get paid by billion-dollar enterprises to walk into their business, figure out where AI saves them the most money, and hand them a clear roadmap. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact steps from nothing to your first paying client, even if you have never done consulting or touched an AI tool. When most people hear AI business, they think of building an app, coding automations, or launching some software product. And look, those can work, but a real software product takes months, a dev team, and a lot of capital. And selling automations, you have thin margins and the clients don't stick around. Honestly, you're a freelancer with a fancier title. This model is consulting, and here is the math. A single AI audit sells from anywhere from $2,000 to $50,000 depending on the size of the company. And even at the lower end, 2 clients a month at $5,000 each. That's $10K a month. One person, no office, no employees. And the timing is perfect. Every company knows AI matters, but almost none of them actually know what to do about it. That gap between AI matters and we have no idea what to do. That's your entire business. 2 guys we directly worked with who are still in university use this exact model. They landed an AI audit deal with a company over 600 employees in their first month and have done over 50K so far. Step 1 is your offer. This is where it all starts and most people get it completely wrong. Most people trying to get into AI go out and learn some tool. They build a chatbot or they learn an automation tool. They try to find someone to sell it to and nobody buys because the business doesn't understand what they are getting or why they need it. The model that works is the complete opposite. You don't start with a solution. You start with a question. Where is this business wasting time and money that AI could fix? One of our coaching members, Carl, put it perfectly. He said,
you are not just
Right.
buying the bricks and start building. You are first you get the architect and plan everything.
That's exactly what this is. We call it the AI audit, and here is how it works. You sit down with a business. You map out how they actually operate, their sales process, operations, and how their teams actually communicate. You find the places where people are losing hours every week on work that a machine could handle, and you deliver a clear roadmap. Here is what to do, in what order, and what it will cost. No coding, no building, just clear thinking and a good framework. And here is why businesses pay serious money for this. Research out of MIT found that 95% of custom AI projects fail. 95%. But a Wharton study found that 75% of companies using AI actually see positive return on investment. How can those two be true at the same time? Basically, the companies that succeed start simple. They first understand where AI fits and get a strategy in place before spending money. The companies that fail skip all of that and jump straight into building something complex that they didn't need. When you walk in and say, let me figure out what actually makes sense for your business, before you spend a single dollar building anything, that's the most valuable thing anyone's ever offered them. And it leads to everything else. Over 80% of our audit clients come back and want us to build what we recommended. So the audit isn't a one-off. It's the front door to a long-term relationship. Most people start charging $2,000 to $5,000 for their first audits. And when your audit shows a client $100,000 in savings, paying $5,000 for that roadmap is the easiest yes they will ever give. Step 2 is finding clients. And this is where most people stall out. They understand the model. They have got the offer figured out, but they can't bring themselves to actually reach out to anyone. It feels awkward. It feels like they are imposing. So they spend weeks perfecting their LinkedIn profile, researching the best cold email strategy, or waiting until they feel ready. I'm going to save you a lot of time now. Your first client is just 2 phone calls away. You know people. Your friends know people. Everyone around you either runs a business or knows someone who does. Just one conversation. Hey, I have been getting into AI consulting. Do you know anyone who might be interested? That's genuinely all it takes. Your first client will almost always come from your existing network, and that's fine. A win is a win. Once you have landed your first client or two, LinkedIn becomes the best tool for bringing people to you. And I don't mean posting motivational quotes. I mean turning your profile into a landing page. Make it clear what you do, who you help, and what results you have gotten. Then start posting. Posts about what you learned from your first project, observations about how businesses are using AI, things that you notice that most people are getting completely wrong. When people comment on your posts, you reply. When people check your profile, you message them. Something like, hey, I noticed you're in logistics. Have you started looking at how AI could help your operations? That's not a pitch, that's a conversation. And if they are interested, you offer a quick free call, no commitment. Just a conversation about their business. Step 3 is delivering the work. You have got a client, they have said yes, now what? This is the part that scares people most. I'm not an expert, how am I supposed to deliver an AI audit? But here is the truth, you don't need to be an expert, you just need to be one step ahead. The businesses you are serving are on page 0 when it comes to AI. You just need to be on page 1. We use a 3-layer framework. Layer 1 is systems. What tools does the business use? How does data move between departments? Where are things falling through the cracks? Layer 2 is team. Who does what? Which tasks are repetitive? Where are people spending hours on work that a machine could handle in seconds? Layer 3, AI opportunities. Based on what you found on layer 1 and 2, where does AI create the biggest impact with the least effort? You walk through each layer with the client. Then you turn what you learned into a clear presentation. Here is what we found. Here is what we recommend, and here is your roadmap. And the skill that makes all of this work is asking the right questions. Most people stop at the surface, and here is what I mean. A client says our invoicing takes forever. Most people hear that and go, great, I will automate your invoicing. But you should ask why it takes so long, because we pull data from 3 different systems. You should ask why 3, because sales, inventory, accounting all use different tools. You should again ask why, because no one connected them. You should ask why does it matter? Maybe because someone spends 20 hours a week doing manual entry just to keep everything in sync. Now you have found the real problem. It's not slow invoicing. It's disconnected systems eating half an employee's time every week. That's a $10,000 engagement, not a $500 automation. The deeper you dig, the more valuable the problem. And the more valuable the problem, the more the client pays to solve it. Step 4 is running it all as one person. At this point, you might be thinking, how does one person handles the client work, the proposals, the marketing, and the admin? By using the same thing you are selling. AI. We have built internal AI systems to write proposals, research clients before calls, draft content for LinkedIn, and keep track of all our leads. A proposal that used to take me 4 hours now takes 20 minutes, and I can research a client in 10 minutes instead of spending hours on it. Your startup costs are a laptop and a couple of AI subscriptions. Compare that to funding a SaaS product or hiring a dev team. Here is what I love about this model. You can stay at one person forever if you want. Some people build this to 20 to 30,000 a month and just stay there. No employees, no overhead, great margins and a great life. Or you bring on a partner, build a team, scale it up. The point is, you get to choose. Every project builds your credibility. Every happy client becomes a reference. The next one gets easier than the last. It builds on itself. And once that starts, it never stops. Let me bring it back to where we started. You don't need a team. You don't need investors. You don't need how to code. You need a framework for understanding business problems, a laptop, and the willingness to stay one step ahead. The businesses you are serving are on page 0. You just need to be on page 1. That's what a one-person AI business looks like in 2026. If you want to see how I built the business behind all of this, the full breakdown of how we went from 0 to over 600k with AI consulting, I break down everything in this video you see on the screen. The businesses that win in the next 12 months won't be the ones just using AI. They will be the ones who figured out how to sell it.